Hello and welcome back to Bicycle Legs, and a happy new year to you all. Today we have another episode of anniversary albums. We're going to be talking about albums, or in this case I actually will be talking about a couple of EPs as well, that have significant anniversaries in the month of January 2022. In particular, those who are not familiar with this series, my definition of a significant anniversary is one that ends in a 5 or a 0. And now I am for the first time also going to be repeating one artist, and that will be David Bowie. And that's because in this house, January is always Bowie month, because it's the month he was born and unfortunately the month he also passed away. And the first record we're actually going to talk about is, in fact, the No Plan EP. Now, this turns 5 this month. It was released on the 8th of January 2017, which would have been David Bowie's 70th birthday. It contains 4 songs, one of which was already released, which is Lazarus. I believe it's the single version of Lazarus that's on this EP. And then the other 3 songs, No Plan, Killing a Little Time, and When I Met You, were recorded during the Black Star sessions, but they were songs that were specifically written for Bowie's off-Broadway musical. They're great songs. They're really good songs. Unfortunately, it seems like that's the last new material that Bowie had. There've been a lot of archival releases since, but this is sort of the last of the new music from David Bowie. Our second record for today has its 55th anniversary this month. It was released on the 9th of June 1967, and that is More of the Monkees. Now, this is an album that the Monkees themselves were not very happy with. Apparently they didn't even know this album had come out until they saw it in the record stores when they were on tour. But there's some great songs on this album, not least of which is things like Mary Mary and I'm Not Your Stepping Stone. Absolute stone cold Monkees classics. And I'm a Believer. I mean, I couldn't believe I forgot that one. Fabulous album. I will, as I've said before on this channel, I will defend the Monkees as being worthwhile 60s pop music of the highest order. Manufactured band or not, this is just quality 60s pop music. The next record we're going to talk about is having its 40th anniversary this month. It was released on the 11th of January 1982. And that is the debut album by the Waitresses, Wasn't Tomorrow Wonderful? Really good new wave music, a band that had its origins in Akron, Ohio, which is the same place as Devo and Pere Ubu and Tin Huey and a lot of bands that all came out of that same scene, Dead Boys. This has their hit single, I Know What Boys Like, on it. It is by no means the only good song on this album. Quality album. Really enjoyable. If you like up-tempo, early 80s new wave, highly recommend this album. The next record we're going to talk about is celebrating its 45th anniversary in January. It was released on the 14th of January 1977, and it is the other Bowie album I'm going to be talking about, and it is the excellent album Low, one of my all-time favourite Bowie albums. The beginning of his so-called Berlin period. Possibly for me the best of the Berlin period. Really great. Speed of Life, Breaking Glass, that's so good. Sound and Vision, Always Crashing the Same Car, and then the side B where it's the atmospheric, mostly instrumental music. Groundbreaking album, this. really, really good. The next album I'm going to talk about is also having its 45th anniversary this month. It was released on the 18th of January 1977, and that is Playing the Fool, the official live by Gentle Giant. Now, I didn't include this in my Gentle Giant ranking the albums because I only do studio albums, and this is a live album. But this album is just so good. It shows how versatile and incredible this band was as a live band. This is a no overdubs live album. This is where the band switch instruments all over the place, often mid-song. Just stunning versions, different from the studio versions in a lot of ways. The songs on here, especially like the excerpts from Octopus or So Sincere or On Reflection. Very different version, but a fabulous version of possibly my favorite Gentle Giant song. So yeah, great album. The next album I'm going to talk about is having its 55th anniversary in the month of January, and it was released in the UK on the 20th of January 1967, and that is Between the Buttons by the Rolling Stones. Love that album cover, love the back album cover with the doodles by Charlie Watt, late great Charlie Watts. This is the, mine is an Australian pressing. It has the UK track listing. So it doesn't include the couple of singles that they put on the American pressing. But I like it better this way. This is a weird album. It's definitely leading the way into what they would do with Satanic Majesty's Request. Psychedelic. It's, you know, not necessarily a big favorite of Rolling Stones fans, but it is a big favorite of mine. Just, yeah, very strange, very different for the Stones, and I love it. The next album is celebrating its 45th anniversary this month. It was released on the 21st of January 1977, and that is Animals by Pink Floyd. I have to wait for certain till I do my Pink Floyd studio albums ranked, but this might be right up at the top. Just such a great album. I mean, every track, Pigs on the Wing, Part 1, Dogs, Pigs, 3 different ones, Sheep, and Pigs on the Wing, Part 2. Just a perfect, wonderful concept album. Fabulous music all the way through, some wonderful playing from Dave Gilmour in particular, wonderful writing from Roger Waters. Just one of the very best Pink Floyd albums in my humble opinion. As I say, we'll have to wait and see for my ranking the albums, which I will get around to for Pink Floyd. This one is going to be right towards the top, might even be at the top, we'll see. The next album I want to talk about is celebrating its 50th anniversary in January. It was released on the 24th of January 1972, and it is the self-titled, not debut, because he actually did an solo album in 1964, I think it was, or 65, Paul Simon. But this is the first album he did after the breakup of Simon and Garfunkel. And he knocks it out of the park with his first album. It's just wonderful. I mean, the singles on this album are great. Mother and Child Reunion and Me and Julio Down by the Schoolyard. But, I mean, Duncan's a great song. Armistice Day, Peace Like a River. I mean, there's just so many good songs on this album. And it was a very auspicious start to his post Simon and Garfunkel solo career. The next album is actually technically either an album, an EP or a mini album, depending on which way you look at it. And it's celebrating its 40th anniversary. It was released on the 27th of January 1982, and that is Mesopotamia by the B-52s. An interesting record, this, because they're trying to sort of break out of the simple party music that we all loved on those first two albums. They're trying to get a little more artsy. They brought in David Byrne from Talking Heads to produce the album. They started to use some outside players. It didn't get a lot of love with the critics at the time. Some loved it, but I think a lot of them were a little bit confused by it. I think it's great. Love, Land, Deep Sleep, Mesopotamia, the title track, is wonderful. Throw That Beat in the Garbage Can, Nip It in the Bud. Really, really good tracks. I think excellent B-52 tracks, and it's nice to see them artistically stretching out just a little bit. And then the last album I want to talk about today is celebrating its 10th anniversary this month. It was released on the 31st of January 2012, and that is Old Ideas by Leonard Cohen, the late great Leonard Cohen. This was part of a number of albums that he did very late in his career, and it's a wonderful album. It's, you know, I mean, it's got the quality that you would expect from a Leonard Cohen album. I really don't know what else to say about it. There's great songs on it: Going Home, Amen, Darkness, Come Healing, Lullaby. Yeah, it's a really good album. Anyway, those are my anniversary albums for January 2022. Please let me know in the comments what albums from January 2022 that are celebrating a significant anniversary you think that I missed. Which ones of these you like, which ones of these you're not so fond of. Please like, share and subscribe. It really does help the channel out. I'm getting closer and closer to my goal of 100 subscribers, and I'm really, really thankful for everybody for that. If you're new to the channel, please go and watch some of my other videos. I have plenty of other content now. And again, that helps the channel out by getting some more views. And I think there's some stuff there that you'd really, really like. And yeah, thank you very much. Have a wonderful new year, and I'll see you in the next one.